You're listening to Amplified, the Chesapeake Public Schools podcast, your front row seat to the stories behind our story.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Amplified. I'm Jay Luter, and I'm here with
Matt Graham.
Matt. I hope that you had a wonderful trick-or-treat experience with the kids.
It was a blast. It was an absolute blast. The kids came home with tons of candy. I'm eating all the candy now, so
That's
I have
the best
to watch.
part. You got to inspect the candy and take the dad tax.
Right, the dad tax.
The dad tax.
Absolutely.
I love a good dad tax. Get all those Snickers out of there. Get all those Reese's peanut butter cups. Those all go to dad.
Yeah, take it.
I used to love to skim the trick-or-treat bag. I only have, like you guys know, I have one child at home now. She's 16. So she went to hang with friends, and we dressed up the dog in her Halloween costume and sat out and saw all the neighbor kids, and we had a great night. And so once Halloween is over, we really start transitioning to the holiday season, and we start thinking about Thanksgiving, Christmas, all those things. Matt, when I think about Thanksgiving, I think about that plate. You know, I think about what kind of things have got to be on that plate to make it a special holiday, because Thanksgiving is, all about the meal, right? Everybody's all being together with your family and then having that big celebratory meal. What's something that it's not Thanksgiving unless it's on your plate, Matt?
Well, it's a controversy in our family.
Okay.
But I got to have that sweet potato casserole. And that's not the controversy, but that's what I love and look forward to.
I know what's coming.
But here's the
me.
controversy is my family is from Virginia.
Sure.
My wife's family is from New York. So when we come together for a meal, I got to put a little of that Southern flavor in there.
Okay.
And we bring in, or some of my family members bring in, some collard greens.
Okay.
Right? You got to have it. Well, my northern crew, my extended family, had no idea what that was, and they say never again. So we have our text message going right now for Thanksgiving, and one of our families made the point, say, don't worry, I'm not going to bring the collard greens.
Nice.
But I look forward to it. Like, you got to have it, right? What about you?
Well, for me, it's all about the carbs. Matt, it's all about the carbs. I love the mac and cheese. I love the yeast rolls in the little metal tin that come frozen and you warm them up. I love those. Corn pudding, another big one.
Oh, that's a great one.
In our house. So all about the carbs. Mashed potatoes. And everyone says turkey is the star of the show, but I love all the sides.
Yeah. Even a green bean casserole is so good.
I love it all.
All right, now I'm getting hungry.
I know. So Matt, it's an exciting time of year, but also a time of year that brings some challenges for a lot of families, right?
Correct. This time of year, we have a lot of excitement, a lot of events, a lot of food stuff like what we were just mentioning. But at the same time, there's a lot of needs that need to be met. There's a lot of people that need some help during this holiday season, and it's not always that joyful time. So today, we brought in Lisa Carey, one of our family and community engagement specialists on our FACE team, and we also brought in Nichelle Buffalo from Buffalo Family and Friends, and all the things that she and her volunteer program does for our community and how they work together. I mean, Nichelle's been doing this for 16 years.
16 years, that's right. She's a former Pride of the Peak Award winner.
There's just so much that Buffalo Family and Friends do for Chesapeake Public Schools and our entire Chesapeake community, as well as our FACE team.
It feels like a really good point for us to stop and thank Miss Andrea Vale for everything that's happening in the family and community engagement team over in her office. There's so much happening behind the scenes to support our families, schools, and communities. And we would be remiss if we didn't stop and pause to thank her for all the work that's happening out there.
Absolutely, 100%. So I'm looking forward to hearing that collaboration as well between FACE and the Buffalo Family and Friends.
And if you are a family that doesn't have a need right now, but you're saying to yourself, I really want to get out there and support the community, Buffalo Family and Friends is a great way to do that, as well as our FACE department, because either of those resources will get you out and supporting the community in whatever way you and your family would like to. So I'm really excited for our listeners to hear today's episode on Amplify.
All right, listeners, we are back, and with us we have Lisa Carey from the Family and Community Engagement team here with Chesapeake Public Schools, and we also have Nichelle Buffalo from Buffalo Family and Friends. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
All right, Lisa, can you share a bit of your journey and what led you to your current role with Family and Community Engagement?
Yeah, so back in 2019, Dr. Cotton had a vision of expanding the Parent Resource Center to include all families so that we can make sure that we're more supportive to not just our special needs population, but to all families, whether they need resources for community resources, support with school resources. So this job came about in 2019, which was ironic because it happened right before COVID. And so 2019, COVID hits, and we're in a greater need of connecting our families with community resources, with the schools. A lot of our families were just in the unknown area. They didn't know how education was going to continue, how they were going to get food, job security, all of those things. So we found that there was a greater need for this role and helping our community. This position allowed me to meet with community partners, find out how we can bring those community partners into our school district. I was thrust into the limelight of meeting with a variety of community partners, such as Nichelle Buffalo and Buffalo and Family and Friends, and how they could be a resource to helping our families deal with food insecurities, helping them with jobs, helping get the COVID testing done, and all of those things.
And for those who don't know, Ms. Buffalo, can you tell us about Buffalo Family and Friends and your connection to Chesapeake?
Yes, Buffalo Family and Friends started in November of 2010 because we saw a need in Chesapeake and we saw a need in our South Norfolk community. And the compassion led us to start feeding on Thanksgiving Day. And we started very small, 25 individuals at the park. Then we started 2 years out after that at the side of the house feeding about 150. And we noticed 150 of those individuals that third year of Thanksgiving, half of those were children. And not only did they need food, they needed clothing as well. So that's how we started doing our food and clothing initiatives throughout Chesapeake. And it's just the compassion of serving our city.
Wonderful. And Nichelle, I think I can already hear in your voice that purpose and passion. You found the perfect place where those two things are intersecting for you and Buffalo Family and Friends, where you're combining your purpose and your passion. And that's when the best work happens, isn't it?
Yes.
Right. And so you were mentioning about how you met the Buffalo family. Can you talk to us about that? How did this partnership come to be?
I originally met with Catherine Jesse, who was the community programs administrator for the city of Chesapeake. She encouraged me to go out, meet the Buffalo Family and Friends, meet Nichelle, find out all of the wonderful things that she was doing as a great way to kind of get a hold of all the different community resources and the needs from our community. So with that being said, I came to volunteer at one of her drive-through food banks. And I mean, it was a well-oiled working machine. I didn't realize the need was so big. I arrived at probably around 11. The line was already wrapped around the building. We were at a church at that time.
Yes.
And so it was already on Bainbridge Boulevard at that time. So I was like, oh my gosh, how are we going to feed all of these people?
Yeah.
And Nichelle was like, don't worry, we've got it all taken care of.
I love that.
And just, getting out, talking to some of the families. We were in COVID, everybody had, masks on and everything, but still just kind of getting to know some of the families that were coming through the line, seeing kids, knowing, what's going on, how's your day, and just sharing those stories helped us really see what the need was in the community. I was really grateful for that, partnership. And Nichelle was very open about sharing resources, talking about the different community members that come together to make this food drive such a wonderful thing for our families.
Nichelle, the Buffalo family has become such a familiar name to all of us in Chesapeake and for all of us that work with children. What are some of the programs and traditions that you're the most proud of?
The most proud I am is Thanksgiving, to see how it's grown from feeding 25 individuals to last year we served 21,000 meals. So the growth has really been inspiring and the steps that we've taken to grow. We took our footprints through Chesapeake to make sure that we're serving individuals that's suffering from food insecurities and individuals that's living in food deserts. So we've dissected and how to get food through the communities. And as Lisa said, when we first met during COVID, it was a real big need then. We were basically the first individuals to step to feeding the children in Chesapeake. So we took 250 kids in Chesapeake and we delivered their meals to their door every day. Until we became smart, maybe 3 months into that, and then we started delivering weekly baskets. But for the first 3 months, we were door to door 5 days a week with food.
So you're like your own DoorDash right now.
Yes. And that's basically, how we started, just delivering, making sure meals were given to those individuals that had no transportation.
And just an army of volunteers, right?
Yes,
Nichelle?
and that's
Tell
how
us
we
about
make
that.
it, volunteers. Our core is volunteers. We have no paid staff. Our core is our supportive volunteers. We reach out to Navy groups. We reach out to organizations, fraternities, sorority, churches to help us make a difference in the lives of others every day. We take organizations and let them go out into the senior communities with us, door to door, and deliver groceries.
Wonderful. So we know about your Thanksgiving program and what a fantastic support that is to the community. What other programs are Buffalo Family and Friends helping us with in the community? There's so much more.
Amazing.
Yeah.
They are amazing.
So we actually started teaming up with Chesapeake Career Center. This will be our 4th year with our community hair salon. Twice a month, we have the amazing kids from cosmetology and nail come in and service our community. They service our children. They service our seniors. And one thing about the kids, it helped them with their self-esteem and also help with bullying. A lot of kids get bullied because of the way they look. And even the self-esteem with our seniors. And they come, and when they're leaving out, they have a beautiful smile on their face. And it gives the chance for our students to get more hands-on experience, but also that customer service skill. They're building that customer service base that they wouldn't get anywhere else because it's different when you're dealing with different types of clientele.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really important, for our back to school event that we host. Michelle has a sign up for kids to get their hair done right before school starts or get a haircut. And I even get phone calls after the event. It's like, we didn't get to sign up, and call Michelle and she says, listen, my list is full, but I'm going to make it work. And that's what I love about Buffalo Family and Friends. They are inundated with phone calls and the need, but Nichelle never says no. Yeah. She says, I will make it work. And that's what I love about working with Nichelle. She makes it happen.
And you mentioned clothes as well, I think. Don't you also support families
so
with
we
clothes
also
drives?
support clothes. Any type of giveaway that we do, we try to have the essential needs. And one essential needs is clothing. So we do have clothing at all of our needs. We have sometimes social workers from the schools that call us and be like, hey, we just got this new child that just enrolled. Are you able to have such and such available for them? So, normally it gives us a couple of days to get that turnaround done, but we do provide different essential items to the school system.
Well, your efforts are totally bringing families together, strengthening community. Is there a particular instance or story that really rings a bell to you that's like, man, this is why I do what I do?
I'm going to take hair salon. So I would say maybe 2 years ago, we had a referral from a school social worker for a young lady to come in to get the services. And so she was in there getting services. Her mom and her other 3 siblings were in our lobby area, just sitting there. And so I asked them, I said, well, would you like to get service the next time? And they said yes. And so, I'm writing down what type of service they would need. Mm-hmm. That's not my profession. However, I could look to see that we may need some steps before they can get that particular service. So I go in and get the cosmetology instructor, Miss Rosalind, and one of our barbers, they come out. And basically our barber, which is a student, he was like, I think we need to handle this now. And we're going to say this family was homeless and they was living in a hotel. And once they took the family back there and I'm sitting in the hallway, they start connecting. So that connection as someone caring for you, it really took a toll, of seeing this. But not only that, is seeing the students that did the job very professional. We would have been like, what to do. Because in the midst of the service, just starting, they found different things in their hair that they had to detox and stuff, but they didn't fright. They just took on the job. And that's one thing that I can say. Chesapeake builds great students, and we're lucky to have them in our place of establishment.
Wonderful. Nichelle, you guys are doing such important work. And I love being able to celebrate the partnership that we have in Chesapeake Schools with Buffalo Family and Friends. That is, it's really special,
It is.
Matt. It's really special.
Lisa, and I'm sure you have one of those types of stories too, right?
Yes. Again, the partnership with Buffalo Family and Friends. I had unhoused family needed to register for school. They were living in a hotel. I contacted Nichelle. They needed food. Nichelle was able to get them, she DoorDashed actually, some food for the family. We actually got them some gift cards. I talked to Nichelle. I said, these kids need physicals. She said, don't worry. We've got the Chesapeake Regional Mobile Clinic coming. We'll get them physicals. That's the same day as our pop-up. We can get her more food as long as we can get her here. So we were able to get the family to Buffalo Family and Friends. Mom got the children the physicals. We were able to get them registered in school. And the mom says, I still need a job. And I said, this isn't my realm. I said, but I think I can help you. And so together, the mom and I filled out the job application. I am happy to say that the mom is now a Chesapeake Public School employee. So not only do we have the kids in school registered, the mom now has a job and is currently looking for housing in our area. And I could not have done that without Nichelle and Buffalo Family and Friends. I mean, the partnership there, together, Nichelle said, don't worry, we're going to get this family taken care of from point A to point B. And I am so grateful that we were able to now not only have the students in, we've got the mom with the job, and hopefully we'll have the mom with the house really soon. So,
Wow.
I mean, it's amazing how community partnerships really help build our families and give our families that inspiration and that empowerment to do something better.
And it's beautiful to see how all these services wrap around one another, from food insecurity to the salon to helping families to find employment and getting them back on their feet.
Absolutely.
What great work that FACE is doing with Buffalo Family and Friends. When the calendar turns from October to November, we really start thinking about the holidays. We've talked a little bit about Thanksgiving meal preparation that the Buffalo family does for the community, but there's so many other community services that are related to holidays, like food assistance programs, toy drives, holiday meal services. Lisa, can you tell us a little bit about what FACE is doing to support families during the holidays?
Absolutely. So we partner with our school counselors and our social workers to disseminate information about different organizations that are holding, whether it be Thanksgiving food drives, food basket giveaways, things of that nature. We also talk about Chesapeake Care Center is opening up CAST. It's our way of getting families in during the cold season so that they don't have to spend the night outside in the cold. So we're starting that back up. Also, we have PINS, which is Parents in Need. They work with families with young children, helping them get basic essentials like milk, diapers, things of that nature. Also, the YMCA is partnering with us. They're giving away food baskets, and they also do an angel tree for Christmas. We also are currently partnering with Chesapeake Rotary Club. Chesapeake Rotary now is doing Blessing in a Backpack. Michelle's also been helpful with doing that as well. And so basically what we do is we partner with Chesapeake Rotary Club. They provide a little backpack of little food essentials for kids so that they can have food during the weekend, not have to worry about parents actually cooking. But these are things that are self-sustained foods that kids can heat up in the microwave and things of that nature. We tell families, just give us a call. Contact your school counselor, contact the school social worker. You can contact FACE. If we don't have the resource, we will find the resource for you. So there's no wrong door. We want you to be able to come to us, trust that we will be there to help and support you.
Well, what do you do for those families that might feel a little hesitant or maybe even a little embarrassed, what advice would you give them?
I like to tell families that you're not alone. We're all going through something at some point in our lives. And so I tell families, don't be ashamed. Let's talk. Tell me what you need. Tell me what, no, there's nothing that is too big for us to handle. I think it's really important that we build connection and build relationships with our families, because then they gain the trust. That's what's really huge in this role. We want to build the trust so that they can come to us and feel like they can share whatever their needs are. Again, I tell families that the hardest part of this role is to make the phone call. And once you make
the first call, just make that call. And that's true for a lot of things. Just putting that first step forward, know that it's okay for people to help you. I mean, this time of year is seasonal. Like, a lot of great things happen during the holidays, but it's also a time that might be a hard time for families.
Absolutely. Yes. You're thinking about your kids having, they're seeing all these things on TV and wanting all these things, and you're thinking, how can I provide all those things for my kids? But we still want families to enjoy the holidays, enjoy the good part of being with family. And it doesn't have to be your blood relative. You can build family with friends and other connections. And so we want families to just make that first step, make that phone call, and we will help guide you through whatever resource that you may need. We're not here to judge anyone. We're here to walk alongside. We're all together. That's what makes Chesapeake such a great place to live, is that we all want everyone to thrive here in Chesapeake. So no matter what your need is, please just make that first phone call.
And Lisa, your programs are relatively discreet as well, aren't they?
Absolutely. We don't share any information. And again, if I share information with schools, I always ask the families, is it okay to share with the teacher? Would you like me to, so if you don't want anyone to know your personal business, whether it's a health related issue, everything that you share with me is confidential. I'm just about getting you the resource and the food securities that you need.
There may be families that are listening right now and saying, I don't need any support for myself right now. I feel like my family's doing okay. How do I get involved? How do I support? How do I volunteer? What opportunities are available for families that want to give back?
So there are a variety of opportunities for families to get back. I always tell families, not only do you need to reach out to Buffalo Family and Friends, but it's also good to reach out to your churches. A lot of churches are doing a lot of wonderful things for our families. The Chesapeake Rotary Club, they are helping us with Blessing in a Backpack. They're also doing a coat drive. So, it's getting cold, with kids are starting to need coats, hats, mittens, and things of that nature. And again, I always talk about the babies. Before they enter school age, we need to make sure that we provide wraparound services for them. So the Virginia Department of Health has baby care. Baby care offers diapers, milk. They also help you fill out any type of paperwork that you may need to make sure that your child has the nutrition that they need, things of that nature. I can't say enough about the Chesapeake Cares Resource Center. Again, that's our homeless shelter. Families can go there during the day, take showers, wash their clothes. They also have a clothing drive there, and we donate coats, blankets, and things of that nature. So they're always in need of items to help our families. And I encourage families to, reach out to different entities to find out what the needs are. And again, call FACE. We will get you into the right door.
That is the message I'm hearing more than anything else, Matt. Right. There are so many services. And if families need one place to call or one place to go to find out about everything, is call Lisa at FACE.
Call me.
757-547-0153 or cpschools.com and look for the FACE page. And we're going to get everyone the resources that they need so that they are happy and healthy during the holiday season.
Absolutely.
And the same thing I was going to ask you, if you need some volunteers there at the Buffalo Family and Friends?
Always.
With Thanksgiving coming up, we do. If you follow us on social media, our website, we have information for volunteers to sign up to come out for the week before Thanksgiving. We would start the week before Thanksgiving needing volunteers all the way through December. We host a Warm and Fuzzy program also in December. So we would need volunteers November, December. So just follow us on those social media platforms.
Lisa, we just heard the things that the Buffalo Family and Friends are having coming up here in the next month or two. What do we have coming up here with the FACE department?
Wow, our office, we stay busy. So there's never an opportunity where we're just relaxing. We have coming up next the JCA Kids Cruise event that's happening December 7th. And that's where we service over 700 Title I students they're able to create a wish list and spend $30 at Walmart. We create a winter wonderland for them. It's a great way for them to also give back. They're learning the idea of donating and giving to others that are in need. They actually get to go see the holiday lights in Virginia Beach. JCA also has an opportunity for people to donate. So if you go to the JCA webpage, it's jcafoundation.com. Families can donate, or people can donate to that event. I encourage everyone to go to the Chesapeake Public Schools webpage, and in the search menu, type in Peak Parent Catalog. You'll see all of the different webinars that we've already hosted, events that we're hosting. We also have a Parent Cafe, which is going on monthly. It's the third Tuesday of every month at Chesapeake Regional. And that's just like a conversation piece where parents can come and just have a conversation about parenting. Because, parenting is something else. So we learn all time.
Oh boy, is it?
Yes.
Something else. That's
Yeah,
what Lisa
Oh,
says.
boy.
Listen, we just, we come together and we just talk about all the things that are relating to parenting and
Yes.
how we can cope. So that's a good thing that we do on the third Tuesday of every month. And then for those families that are raising grandkids, or you're raising someone else's kid, if you have a niece or nephew that you're raising, Kathy Dial has a kids, kin, and caregiver event that's hosted throughout the district. And so again, check out our Peak Parent Catalog. It's an endless door of events. So.
You're not kidding. You don't take a break.
Wow.
No.
I mean,
I
goodness.
tell you what, they are hopping in that family and community engagement office.
Man, Andrea and the FACE team is really putting it on. They have so many events that they have really grown. And kudos to Miss Andrea Vale for doing a wonderful job getting all these initiatives and programs and events available through our family and community engagement team.
She really has her hands on the pulse of what's happening in our schools and communities, and we're so grateful for the work they're doing in FACE. So let's wrap up with this. Nichelle, I'm going to put you on the spot for a second. What message would you leave to all of our Amplified listeners and our Chesapeake Public Schools families as they are leaning into the holiday season?
As you're leaning into the holiday season, please know reaching out for support is a sign of strength. It's not a weakness.
That's beautiful.
And here at Buffalo Family and Friends, we're here to serve. And our motto is ordinary people making a difference in the lives of others. So if you need that support, please come see us.
Matt, I don't think I could have said it any better than Nichelle just did.
I know. I just got goosebumps listening to that. I mean, it is totally a sign of strength. And it's hard for some people to reach out if you're going through something. It's hard for someone.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I deal with that too. It's hard when you're having a tough time to say, I need help.
Yes.
What a powerful message. We're so happy that you are here today and telling all the great things that you and the Buffalo Family and Friends do. Lisa, thank you so much for being here and sharing all the wonderful things that FACE is doing and the collaboration between our family and community engagement team and Buffalo Family and Friends team. I mean, what a partnership.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's a great partnership.
Yes, it
And
is.
I also want to just remind families that during this season, remember to stay connected with one another, build relationships, and the art of kindness. I mean, this is a time where people are really going through it, and it just takes a little effort to be kind to one another.
Fantastic. Well, Lisa, Nichelle, thank you so much for being a part of what we do. And listeners, I hope you join us next time on Amplified.
This is great. Thanks.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed the stories behind our story on this episode of Amplified, the Chesapeake Public Schools podcast. Connect with us at cpschools.com/amplified and be sure to subscribe or follow us wherever you get your podcasts.